the moment of truth. Will all of this stuff work together? Hi, people of the internet. As you can tell by the title or the thumbnail of this video, today's a special day. Gump over here is getting some Brembos put on. I'm about to install all this stuff right here in front of me. Yeah, that is a set of OEM STi Brembo calipers. DBA sponsored some brake rotors, 2-piece for the front and these 4000 series 1-piece for the rear. These boys right here, OEM Subaru Brz Rear Hubs. I'll explain more on that in a little bit. Those are the Regamasters you already saw with the new tires. These are some GR generation STi rear knuckles with the OEM 190mm parking brake still attached. That I will also explain here in a little bit. And those are some accoutrements that go with it. I have no idea if I just used accoutrements correctly in a sentence. If you're new, up above my head is the last video where I revealed the Regamasters in these Potenza Estilo 7A tires for the Gump. It's also a vlog. Check it out. I'm gonna start with the front since the front's gonna be super easy to do. I think that's a 14 mil, pretty sure. The rear is gonna be a pain. Up here, everything should be direct bolt on. Yeah, so I guess I'm not using my impact. Cut away from you. Yeah, new tools. Apparently I suck at cutting with razor blades. I finally get to try out these new ratchets. They're gear wrench 90 tooths. Listen to that. Precise, and they're flexi head too. They lock in place. Got a set of 2 of them. These are hot. That's a heavy rotor. I wonder which is heavier. Check out this new rotor right here. Yeah, that's what's up. DBA 5000 series, slotted, not drilled, 2-piece, 19.2 pounds. A stock rotor, 21.4. It's lighter. That's almost 2 pounds right there, unsprung weight lost. Kind of like how I cut off the bottom half of my glove. That's weight reduction also. You guys know me though, I'm not leaving that all nasty and dirty. There, clean. I just realized I haven't bought brake fluid yet, so looks like I'm gonna go to the store tomorrow. I've owned the Forester since it was brand new, and I think I got like 39,000 miles on it or something. And I've actually never done the brakes, so it's good that I'm doing this now, and I was just tightening that the whole time. Ooh. That's all it took to disassemble the front. Super easy. Now a little bit of history for you so you understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. This SJ generation Subaru Forester XT, like many generations of the past, shares the unibody structure with the Subaru WRX, in this case the 15 and up WRX, which shares many components with the Subaru STi, thus enabling the Lego-like ability to swap components from Forester to the STi. So these Brembos are gonna bolt, why did I say it like that? Bolt right up to the front. I get a lot of questions from people asking why I bought a Subaru Forester. Some people just don't get it. They don't understand that I chose this because of the fact it is basically a WRX underneath the sheet metal, and I don't really like sedans. That's why I chose this. I wanted a hatchback. And they didn't make a WRX or STi in a hatchback in this generation. Look at that. Ooh, that looks so good. Wow! This caliper, because it's forged monoblock, probably weighs way less than the factory one. Let's weigh it. Forester 2-pot caliper weighs approximately 15.6 pounds. STi Brembo 4-piston monoblock caliper weighs 11 pounds. Whoa. That looks so sick. I want to make sure I get all the old fluid out of these calipers. That way when I change my fluid on the Forester, I don't contaminate it with whatever was in this STi. I'm guessing before it crashed. drain. There you go. Old fluid gone. Unfortunately, the pads I ordered did not come in time. They're actually 2 weeks out, I think, still. So I'm gonna reuse these factory STi pads. They look like they got tons of life left on them. And then I'll swap them out when the new DBA pads come in. New stainless brake line. That's what's up. Man, my brake fluid is so much darker than the stuff that came out of these Brembos. This thing didn't have that many miles on it. New banjo bolt. Some crushed washers. I think honestly these rotors and a good set of pads and a fluid change is going to do the most. I don't think the clamping force is going to be that much more different over the Brembo. I could be wrong though. That's what's up. It's already starting to look correct. This is the Forester we should have got in America, but we didn't. I think Japan, Australia, and a few other countries in that region got the Forester STi TS edition that actually came with these Brembos from the factory. It looks so good. All right, I gotta do the other side of the car and I'm gonna time lapse that one. So here goes. Driver's side is done, and it's the following day, hence why I changed my clothes. I actually had someone ask that in a previous video. They're like, why do you change your outfit so many times in a video? I have to go get another bottle of this stuff because I don't want to run out when I do my brake flush. Just dawned on me that MR2 is the only vehicle I have to drive right now. I can't use the Forester. I don't have a car to review this week. So Mr. Dose, you are my daily. Happy birthday, Mr. Dose. You turned 77,000 in 1991 with 77,000 miles. I just drove over to Harrison so I can pick up some of that Motul brake fluid, and my boost controller is going wonky in the MR2. It's saying right now idle and making 40 PSI of boost, and it says O2 cut. So a wire came loose somewhere or a vacuum line, that is for sure. Now it's running off of wastegate pressure. There. Got it. Hopefully, this should be enough. I have 2 of them now, including this one. And now my boost controller looks like it's working, showing 17 HG of vacuum. I couldn't get it to replicate that same fault again afterwards. I think it was because I was changing my gain and my wastegate duty cycle settings whilst I was driving, and it might have pissed off the SCG1. Hey, guess what? It's the next day. Glove balloons. I do not know 100% if this is going to work for certain. I did a lot of cross-referencing part numbers. I have not seen anyone actually do what I am about to do before anywhere on the interwebs. This right here, 5-on-114.3. My Forester is 5-on-100. This is heavy. This, the backside right here, should bolt up to the Forester SJ chassis, 14 to 2018. Should. So if it does, that's where the Brz Rear Hubs come into play. I'll explain that in a second. Need an extension, boy. Ooh, that's a big one. I should have thought about this before I got underneath here, but I should just see if I can disconnect the cable at the drum brake and then just swap cables. That'd be the smart thing to do. By now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering why the hell I don't just bolt on the Brembo caliper in a dual drilled rotor to fit a 5-on-100 hub right now, and I'm gonna explain why. So right here, the Forester's rear parking brake assembly, as you can see, it's an inner drum inside the rear rotor. This is 170 millimeters, whereas the STi and every other Subaru model that came with a Brembo brake system, it is 190 millimeter parking brake, thus preventing you from just bolting on a dual drilled rear rotor or using a 2004 STi 5-on-100 rear rotor. This is the way the Forester STi TS edition in this generation that came with OEM Brembos is set up. It has a 5-on-100 lug pattern with a 190mm parking brake in the Brembos. Ouch, that was close. The moment of truth. Will all of this stuff work together? Just to do a little dry run. There's that one. It's not bolted together, and I'm using a flathead screwdriver for the lower control arm bolt, but it's good enough just to do a quick measure to see if at least the axle is at the same height in relation to the other side. Dead center is 19 3/8, 19 7/16. It's within a 1/16 of an inch, probably because I'm using a flathead screwdriver as a bolt. I'd say that's good. Now you're probably wondering about the Brz Rear Hubs I purchased. The reason why I chose the Brz Rear Hub is because separate. Gotta keep them separated. There we go. Oh, that's it. Brz 5-on-100 lug pattern, STi 5-on-114.3. However, bolt pattern on the rear is the same because people with BRZs sometimes use STi hubs to make their vehicle 5-on-114.3 for better wheel options if they're going to drift it. In case someone was going to ask this, you can't use the one off the Forester either because it has a smaller wheel bearing and these bolts are a smaller pattern than the STi or BRZ. There should be a ball inside here. Aha! There we go. So I bought brand new shoe and spring kit because I thought I was gonna have to replace them. But if you see right there, yeah, they definitely do.
Carnivorous mammals of the family Ursidae. They are classified as caniforms, or dog-like carnivores. Would you like to hear more?
Are you on drugs?
I don't have an answer for that. Is there something else I can help with?
No. I'll save those parts for a later date. That's just a complete waste to replace those perfectly good parking brake shoes. That was weird. What is it, day 4 or day 5 in this video? There are so many days in this video, I can't even keep track anymore. There's a lot of work to do and a lot of filming to do and a lot of adulting to do on top of that. I have one more part that you haven't seen yet though, that just came in the mail that I purchased to complete this suspension and brake setup. Yeah, that's what's up, rear control arms. I think the gold is slightly different than the coilover, but that's okay. If you're gonna do it right. Might as well, right? I figure since I have these HKS coilovers, the upgraded STi rear sway bar, and then of course a big meaty wheel and tire plus Brembo brakes, I should upgrade the stamped steel lower control arm. So that's what I did. Stock lower control arm right here, just like really thin steel. And then here is the upgraded one. It's billet aluminum and it's got this nice Heim joint on the end. So much beefier and thicker. And I think they're pretty close in weight. I adjusted the length down here to mirror the factory one, so that way my alignment is somewhat close to the way it was before I took this all apart, even though it still has to get in alignment. It matches. Okay, it doesn't match that bad. Good. Make sure I put lots of lube. There you go. You get lube, you get lube, everyone gets lube. Well, this is mildly sketchy. Got lucky and the ABS sensor on the Forester is compatible with the STi. It's the same thing, just screws right into its existing hole. I had to move the MR2 inside. It started storming out there, so it's gonna be tight quarters finishing this up. I'm honestly amazed I get done what I get done in this garage. I mean, if you think about it, I've been doing this in this garage now for 3 years, and I'm not just doing hobbyist level bolting on a part every once in a while. I'm spending 40, 50 hours a week in this garage alone, restoring cars from the ground up. So without having a full height lift or room to walk around the vehicles, it's a challenge. Fresh new Subaru hardware. Aside from torquing everything down, this is the finishing touch right here. Oh yeah. .67 for the trailing arm. There you go, 67.1. There you go. It's done. Other than the driver's side back corner, which I'm not gonna film because how am I supposed to stick a camera back there in that abyss while working on the vehicle? I'm just gonna knock it out after I finish filming this. Anyway, I did it. I got STi Brembos on the Gump, including the rear, without cutting, hacking, or modifying or doing anything janky. I used all OEM Subaru parts and bolted it all together like it was meant to be. I know those of you watching right now that own an SJ Generation Forester were wondering how the hell this was possible, because I've seen internet forums for the past 5 years of people trying to figure this out. And here you go. It's done using factory parts. I still have to ceramic coat these wheels before I stick them on the Forester, and I can't drop it down on the ground until I do that other corner. So I'm gonna end the video here. It's long enough as it is. And in the next video, I'll have these wheels all ceramic coated with the decals on or off, haven't decided yet, and all bolted back up and the vehicle down on the ground. Yay. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon with another. Bye.